which carbs are good and which carbs are bad, and which ones are going to help you lose weight and which should you avoid to not gain weight. These are some very common questions that I get all the time from my clients, both online and in the gym. One thing that's for certain is that there seems to be a giant carb phobia going around. Most people that want to lose weight are under the impression that carbs are the enemy. So I recommend watching this video all the way through because I'm going to explain not only how carbs are good for us, but I'm also going to tell you guys exactly which carbs are best to make you lose fat fast. The first thing that you have to know about carbs is that they are your body's preferred source of energy. So before your body will break down body fat for energy, it'll first use all the carbs you consume and the ones that are stored as glycogen in your liver and your muscles. Just so you know, when you consume carbs, they are stored in your liver and your muscles, and any excess carbs past that are usually stored as fat. The liver can hold about 70 grams of carbs, while your muscles will store close to 200 grams of carbs. By building more muscle, you're able to absorb and use carbohydrates more effectively into your muscle cells rather than storing them as fat. So weight training can definitely help you process carbohydrates much more efficiently. There are two categories of carbs, and one of them is high glycemic while the other one is low glycemic. And really the carbohydrates that you're going to be eating can also fall somewhere in the middle and can be considered more moderate on the glycemic index. It's not just black and white. So carbs that are high glycemic will, one, digest faster, two, they will spike your blood sugar and invoke a much more rapid insulin response, and three, they'll drop your insulin and blood sugar back to normal levels or even below normal levels pretty fast after digestion. Low glycemic carbohydrates are pretty much the exact opposite. They digest slower, which means they will release glucose at a slower rate, causing less of a rapid spike in blood sugar, and will just keep your blood sugar and insulin levels at a slightly elevated point, not a full-out spike, but it will be slightly elevated for a longer duration than the high glycemic carbs. Usually, when you have the low glycemic carbohydrates, they don't give you that carb crash that's associated with starchy, higher glycemic carbs. So you don't usually have to worry about blood sugar dropping too low after digestion. Now, normally we've been told that high glycemic carbs such as bread and white rice and regular pasta are not good, even though, carbs are carbs pretty much. And when you're trying to lose weight, you should go for the lower glycemic ones. This, however, is totally not true, and it's also not true that you can't lose weight while on higher carbohydrate diet. Just to make sure you guys are on the same page as me, some examples of low glycemic carbs are legumes, beans, brown rice, sweet potatoes, buckwheat, quinoa, barley, nuts, steel-cut oats, and many fruits and vegetables. Whereas the high glycemic carbs are white rice, instant oatmeal, cereals, baked potatoes, white bread, corn, and fruits like watermelon and dates. Even though white rice will spike your blood sugar and insulin much higher at a faster rate than brown rice, you can still lose a lot of weight by eating white rice. And the brown rice won't spike your insulin or blood sugar quite as high, but it will raise it to a moderate level for a longer period of time. That's why many nutritionists and fitness experts now say that there really isn't that big of a difference between the two when it comes to weight loss. The outcome of whether you're going to lose weight or not on your diet has a lot more to do with food quantity and quality than it does with if the food is high glycemic or low glycemic, or if you have a higher percentage of carbs throughout the day or a lower percentage of carbs throughout the day. You can definitely put on body fat while having no carbs at all and just having a diet very high in fats and protein. So there's nothing inherently bad about carbs. It's more so about the quantity that you're consuming. So consuming tons and tons of steel-cut oats can still make you gain weight. The one thing about low glycemic carbohydrates that can help you a lot with your diet is that they usually will fill you up for longer than the faster digesting high glycemic ones. A lot of this has to do with fiber. For example, brown rice will have a lot more fiber than white rice, so it will fill you up for longer and will have less of a chance of causing a carb crash where you feel tired and lazy. However, Once again, you can easily eat too much brown rice and gain weight. The key is maintaining an energy balance, and that can be done with a high carbohydrate diet or with a low one. That can also be done with high glycemic carbs as well as with low glycemic carbs. You just want to definitely stay away from the addicting, high sugar, high glycemic carbs like candy, cake, ice cream, chips, and food like that while cutting, because that food will definitely make you lethargic. It'll cause consistent carb crashes and will spike your insulin so high that fat loss will be impossible. Also, because of the addicting effects of sugar and the way your body responds to the essentially empty calories found in processed sweets, you're going to be hungrier for more and more of the same addicting foods, especially because those carbs don't fill up your stomach, yet they pack an incredible punch in the amount of calories within them. That's it, guys. I really hope that this video has helped you guys out. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave it a big thumbs up, comment below, and subscribe to this channel. I'll see you guys soon.
Pump it.